friends. Welcome to Build and Run. This is a real VR podcast for Unity developers. And what we do here is we make VR and AR and 360, obviously. That's how you're seeing this. But we absolutely use the most cutting edge tech live for you. And you get to enjoy not just the actual development, not just the us making this, but we get to talk to you, and you get to see what it's like to hang out with some developers, and what it's like to kill time as the progress loader finishes. So here we are at the second episode of VRathon. This episode, just like every other episode, is brought to you by VRVU.com. You need some 360 VR or AR done, go to VRVU.com. It's the place where you need to go. It's literally VR development in a full service agency format where we hold your hand through the entire process. So without any further ado, let's get into VRathon. And what VRathon is a episodic, iterative VR hackathon here in New York City. Today we're at NYU ITP. And we are hacking with the Google Tango, the most powerful tablet known to man. A fantastic Google product. This is what would you would call a flagship. This is what Google, with all of their resources and all of their money and all of their technology, put together and made the most fantastic tablet known to man. This thing has more space than 5 iPods and iPads. It's got a sensor array that allows the type of augmented reality that you would really need to carry around the Kinect, and a very high performance camera, and also great graphics processors. Just a fantastic product, and hopefully, according to some industry insiders, you may be able to have something like this on your phone in the very near future. So that would be a miracle, and we should all be so fortunate. And one day, maybe you're looking at this in the future, and you're thinking, oh, but we take this for granted, and that's very possible. So right now, we live in the time, just maybe 2 years before this technology explosion, where this is commonplace. But right now, this prototype tablet is something of a coveted piece. Very few people have ever even seen one of these, and with the developer community, it is absolutely something to be gawked at and amazed by. So here we are, and what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to show you how to dev for this tablet and this technology. So essentially, as the technology improves, as this becomes smaller and faster and fits in your phone, the tools for building it will remain the same. We'll still use Unity. Unity is hands down the best game engine, the best tool for creating this kind of content. And the better we get at Unity, the better we'll be able to create the content of the future, essentially the worlds of the future, to be the gods of the future, if you will. So here we go. So let's get started. What I did was I essentially took their one of their sample scenes, which is an augmented reality scene, and I replaced their funky Google Maps icon with something that is a little more fun. Yeah, I used the Modern Guns Effect Pack here in the asset store by the publisher Colamona. A fantastic asset. It is very optimized. It works very well with basically everything. It's pretty realistic, and it just works on prefab. So here I go. I'm going to go ahead and import this. And then I also need to import the Tango Unity SDK. So I'm happy with this. The backup works.
Alright, while Lex is building some of this stuff out, I'm going to do my best to harass him and try and distract him with some annoying questions, just so I can explain what he's doing as he's doing it. So, as you're downloading this, can you say exactly what the end result you're looking for, or what you're trying to accomplish with this Tango project is?
So at this point, it's not even it's not even anything I can do. I mean, I can do.
Maybe not an end result, but what are you looking to show at the end of this build?
So what we're really looking to show is some very advanced augmented reality technology. So we're going to essentially use Google's point cloud system. So what they do with their augmented reality that really nobody else does is they project a three-dimensional XYZ plus IJ plus the depth of the cloud, and they create literally what is your surroundings in 3 dimensions. And so I'm going to go use that not only to drop this prefab, which is going to be a break in the wall. So you'll see a cement wall. My app will essentially create a hole in it, and then concrete particles shooting out of it. And it uses not just the position to scale and position it, but it actually uses the normal of the wall. So it's not going to be all perpendicular to the wall. It will literally be flat against the wall, as if I had put a sticker on the wall. And it's object permanent. It's really fantastic.
So if I'm going to paraphrase this and make sure I'm getting this straight, you're basically building an app to shoot holes in the wall.
Yes, because it's not socially acceptable to sit here shooting real holes in the wall.
Yeah. So you're shooting virtual holes across. Okay.
NYU will be very proud that we did not shoot actual holes in the wall. When they see this video footage, it will be all fake holes. So we go right here, right into Tango prefabs. Take this, I'll go a little deeper. Those are definitely good tools. But as a super fast shortcut, I'm just going to go right into Tango SDK folder here that I just imported. And I'm just going to open up this augmented reality scene.
So this SDK, is this from Google for Unity?
Absolutely. We went to the site here. This is the website. So developers.google.com project-tango downloads, and they have their latest build here. Right now it's the Gemma. Sounds beautiful, and it is. Because right now, if I just go ahead and build and run this, I'll have to switch my platform to Android, and I'm just going to go ahead and change this to VRathon, Tango. How about that, Tango. And one of the things, the absolute huge gotchas for this is you need to set your minimum build platform to Jelly Bean number 17. That will break you. That will be the absolute, such a bane in your existence. It's been such a bane in mine because the documentation is absolutely there, so it's nobody's fault but my own. And you can see right down here, mechanical drawings.
So if you're trying to do this for earlier versions of Android, everything just kind of blows up.
Yeah, it says right here. It's bold. They even made it bold. It's right here. But if you don't know that, if you don't read that, or if you go to Google search it, for some reason it doesn't come up because Google masters of the Google world still are a little bit behind in the SEO of their documentation. But
I'm going to go ahead and venture a guess that you made this mistake before, and you ended up selecting building for prior versions, and then it spent 2 hours trying to figure out how it was breaking.
Yes, and then with Unity, I finally learned that from this guy Mike Gaig. And Mike Gaig, he's done probably most of the Unity tutorials on Earth. That the way to clean out a Unity folder structure. So essentially, you may have the remnants of your old build still in your folder structure, and then when it goes to build, it's not going to build even though you changed it. So what you have to do is literally go into your project, find the library folder, delete everything in there, and it's totally safe. It will not hurt anything because that is literally built during build time.
Okay.
So a fantastic thing to learn, and there's actually a tutorial. If you go to live training tips and tricks, Mike Gaig, you are God among men, sir, and you have your tips and tricks are the tips and tricks of Achilles in fighting in hand-to-hand combat. It is the tips and tricks of a demi god. So this should have built and run, or maybe it did almost. Oh, well, here now it's going to build and run. So that was the pre-build and run. This podcast is called Build and Run for this very reason, because we're hopefully going to build and run something every episode. Sometimes we don't. Most often we do. And if you don't see us building and running, it's not because we're not building and running, it's just because we forgot to tape it. So bear with us as we only have one camera to shoot on. We will have more. There's actually a lot more like right next door, and we can actually go get them, but they're heavy. And there's no reason to carry all that. I feel like you'll get such a great experience of literally, look at this, of being here, of being a part of this hackathon of just one camera. So as you see, there's the wall, and with their default, it's going to put that little pin marker. And you see, Will?
Yep.
It goes, and the normals are perfect, right? So if I throw it into the ceiling, there it is, upside down. Right? So that's beautiful. That's fantastic. No code. I have not touched the keyboard more than to enter a little bit of what? A little bit of bundle identifiers. Oh, you know, the fun stuff, the little gotchas. And I had to change, obviously, the SDK version. Don't forget, because you forget, I'm not going to be there for you.
So basically, just starting with those bundled assets, you've already managed to stick some digital push pins in the walls of this room.
Yes. And we're not going to stop there, brothers and sisters.
We're not stopping with push pins. We're apparently going to shoot some holes in there, too.
We must. So we'll take this concrete impact.
And where did you get that concrete impact from?
That's
that
from
was the
modern gun effects.
The modern gun effects.
Yeah, we just talked about it in the beginning. You could go to the Unity Asset Store. Unity Asset Store is where you could buy magic for $15. That's it. So I just replaced that right there. So I went into GUI controller in that project, replaced this prefab marker from their map marker. I hit Command B, which means build and run. And here I am, about to build and run the Wall Destroyer, which is, I like the pin. The map push pin is cool. It's not that it's not cool, but if you really want to wow your friends, you're not going to throw map push pins in a wall. Right? Nobody's going to demo the app. I mean, I've seen it demoed, actually. It's actually quite good. But you really want to do something cool in less than 10 minutes, in less than 5 minutes, whatever this took. I'm sure it didn't take much time.
It looks like most of the time it's just dedicated to loading bars.
And that's the fun of it, is that you get to load with us. So right now we load the same thing at the concrete wall. Boom!
Let me deal with that.
Oh yeah. and as you can see, the particles come right out actually. You know, so they're at the ceiling. They'll fall, concrete pieces falling at you. Here it is, over there, right here, and scaled, angled perfectly because of literally the normals. So there's the normals that are given back by the point cloud, and might be a little out of range here. So through shooting at the table. I said at the table. And there you have it. Within a very short amount of time, zero coding, we have hacked together an app that will go on the App Store. You'll have a link to it. This will be public. You can play. You can use your Google Tango in the future that everybody has. Right now, very few of us have this Google Tango, and it's a privilege to be able to develop for something so advanced in technology that it literally blends the augmented and the real world.
And this is literally my first time seeing Google Tango, and I'm actually impressed here myself. Like the fact that using just existing assets and a couple drag and drops, there's already like a working app that you hold on the wall. That's pretty nuts.
Yes. My name is Lex. This is Will. Thank you for joining us for this episode of VRathon.com. This is a strange derivative of the Build and Run podcast. It's build-run.com. So a lot of stuff is there, but if you like these hackathons, these very impromptu, very unorganized, very zero budget, done with love, done with the kind of love for development that you only get by sitting in a room with a computer and deving for a long time. But really, what the best part about this is doing it together. And thank you for being here together with us. And make sure you enjoy the next bonus segments of Kyle McDonald's computer vision class, which will just put a bow on this for you. And join us next week for VRathon.com. This and every episode is brought to you by VRVU.com. It's the place you need to go for your VR for you. Thank you.